Hello everyone. Today we are doing lesson 52 of the review. And what it consists of is lessons 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So let's begin. Lesson 52. Today's review covers these ideas. First one is lesson 6's, I am upset because I see what is not there. Reality is never frightening. It is impossible that it could upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace. When I am upset, it is always because I have replaced reality with illusions I made up. The illusions are upsetting because I have given them reality and thus regard reality as an illusion. Nothing in God's creation is affected in any way by this confusion of mine. I am always upset by nothing. So, what it's talking about there, folks, is that as yesterday's lessons were talking about, everything you think you know and believe in is what you project out on the world around you. And if everything you are believing in to be true is based off of a lie, then it equates that the lie that you are believing in to be true is the illusion. Think about that for a moment. The illusion that we keep projecting out there and witnessing is the lies we have been taught to believe are the truth, that we are taught to propagate again and again and again. And that is what it is talking about. These things that we are believing to be truth is the illusion. It's the lies we've been taught define us and the world around us. It is our core beliefs that are at question here. Our core beliefs have nothing to do with God's truth. This is why we cannot change them. Those truths are unchangeable. They simply are. This is why I keep saying it needs nothing to prop it up. Nothing to hold it up. It can stand on its own. It is on solid footing and solid foundation. There's nothing shaky about God's truth. All right, continuing on. 2. Lesson 7. I see only the past. As I look about, I condemn the world I look upon. I call this seeing. I hold the past against everyone and everything, making them my enemies. When I have forgiven myself and remembered who I am, I will bless everyone and everything I see. There will be no past and therefore no enemies. And I will look with love on all that I failed to see before. Okay, folks, this is what I have been talking about continuously. And that is that our experiences that we have had since the day we were born are what we define our world on and ourselves on. And it's these things that have happened to us in our past that we define the world around us now. We bring that shit forward into our present moment. And the more we bring that shit forward into our present moment, the more we depict what our future is going to be, because we're not willing to let that shit go. So when we look on the world around us, we condemn it with what it is we think we know and believe to be true. For a long time, I would sit there and condemn all the rapists and the molesters and the child abusers for the things that they were doing. I've talked about it before, how bloodthirsty I was in these things that I was believing. When I would talk about the rapists and the molesters, having them be castrated and fed their own genitals, things of that nature. Very bloodthirsty things. And these were things I was thinking as a child, based on the things that was being said to me by my own family and their peers, and my own peers, and all the other adults around me had a very similar mentality, that I had been ruined and all kinds of other things. And it was those kinds of things that I was bringing forward with me, condemning. You see the correlation? It was based off of my own beliefs and judgments that I had been taught to do and to believe in. And it is in this way that we end up going forward in our lives, projecting that kind of bullshit out there, never questioning what we've been taught. Think about that. These are the things I've been talking about throughout this. And these are the things that all of these other teachers are refusing to talk about. In their minds, it's like there's some things that just don't need to be talked about. Fake it, folks. Don't look at the darkness. And it's that kind of shit that keeps prolonging your pain and suffering. This is why I keep saying, look at everything. Do not question why it's coming up. Or, to look at everything and to question everything that's coming up. And to ask Holy Spirit for understanding and for clarity of purpose for why it was that you were being shown this at this time. Why it is that you are going through these things at this time. For me, I had to go through and look at all of that crap because I kept having things come up in my life. And finally I was like, okay, Holy Spirit, this is similar to this. And I'm getting this feeling that they are connected in some way. What is it that I'm not seeing here? And he shows me the correlations. And I'm like, okay, if they're connected in that way, then where the hell did this all come from? Where did it start? And then he starts showing me these strings being attached to these other experiences. And I get the picture of how it's like a spider's web. All of it's connected to a central point. It all seems different, but in truth, it's not. What it is it's all connected to one central belief that was ingrained in you sometime shortly after birth. All of us have had it. Sometimes it's even just before birth, because it's been proven that a child, an infant that is still in the womb, can hear and discern the energies of those outside of the womb. Not just the mother, but the other beings around. And that they hear the tones being used. And they react to those things. So consider that. There are things that we took in and learned before being truly cognizant of it. This is why we are being told to look at this stuff. All right, let's continue on. 3, which is lesson 8. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see only my own thoughts, and my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Let me understand that I am trying to use time against God. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in so doing, I am giving up nothing. Okay, so what that's talking about there, folks, is just as what I was talking about a few moments ago. Everything that we look on now, we project out over it our past experiences. We take the lessons that we learned, those hardcore lessons that we learned to believe to be truth, and we project those out on the world around us. Like, for me, the belief that to ask for love or affection of any sort was to ask for physical pain and violence. It hardwired into me to believe that I was unworthy to be treated as a human being, to be treated with love and kindness and gentleness. And those were taught to me at a very early age. Like I said, I was 9-10 months old when those hard-wired lessons were learned. And because of that, it made me believe it and project it out on the world around me, so that I would continue believing that in the here and now. And these were the thoughts and the beliefs that I was holding forth as being true. And when I would look out on the world around me, that was the only thoughts that I was seeing. You know, I see only my own thoughts, and my mind is preoccupied with the past. Because I was constantly believing that stuff, that is all I was preoccupied with, is what I believed to be true. And those were the things that I had been taught to believe. And it made me recognize, when I started looking at this stuff with Holy Spirit, that there was nothing that I was seeing truly or clearly. That everything had a fog of judgment over it based on the things that I've experienced. And then he started showing me the truth of all of that stuff. And it was only in him showing me these truths when I asked him to show me the truth. And in everything, I keep saying, you have to ask. If you don't ask, he can't do shit. You got to be willing to do this yourself. Point blank, period. And it's only in asking, when you clear this stuff out, that your future opens up to be a clean slate of anything is possible. Because you are changing how you are perceiving and believing. And when you can let that crap go, you recognize that you're not letting go of anything of value. You are letting go the valueless and accepting the valuable. Your world becomes affluent then. Affluent in an understanding of what's truly valuable. And it's not material gains. Although it makes shit a lot easier, I guarantee you that. I get that. In this world, it makes shit a lot easier when you have monetary funds available. But it's not what we are basing any of this on. We are talking about the true wealth of love and kindness and gentleness and equality with one another. Of seeing each other as equals in every way. And having only love for one another. And I'm not talking about just as human beings. I'm talking about the animals and the plants and the earth. Everyone and everything, the insects, all of it. When we can start seeing each other as equals like that, we come into having a singular Christ mind. One mind, one purpose, one thought of being. And that is love. To love and be loved, to be equal with everyone and everything, to see ourselves in our brothers and our brothers in ourselves. To see ourselves as being one with each other and with everything around us. A singular Christ mind. That is why we talk about all of us being the sonship and being one Son, one Holy Spirit, one God. Think about that, folks. The Trinity. 3. The Trinity. God, Holy Spirit, and the Holy Son of God. It's a triangle. It's part of sacred geometry. It's the triangle. Then you've got the infinity sign. It's a circle twisted. It's a circle twisted. Get it? Infinity. A circle. The 8 is a circle twisted on itself. Consider that. It's all sacred geometry. It's whole, it's perfect. We are giving away the valueless for the valuable. Everything's connected. Continuing. 4. Lesson 9. I see nothing as it is now. If I see nothing as it is now, it can truly be said that I see nothing. I can see only what is now. The choice is not whether to see the past or the present. The choice is merely whether to see or not. What I have chosen to see has cost me vision. Now I would choose again that I may see. And that is what I was just talking about, folks, is letting go of these past beliefs, because that is what we keep projecting out, and that is what we keep seeing in front of us. When we let go of our choice in what it is we want to see, we will then be given His sight, His vision, to see the truth. And it's only when we choose again to see with His sight that we can be healed. We don't get a choice in what it is He will be showing us. We only get a choice in choosing the truth over our egoic beliefs. Continuing on with the last one. 5, which is lesson 10. My thoughts do not mean anything. I have no private thoughts, yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. What can these thoughts mean? They do not exist, and so they mean nothing. Yet my mind is part of creation and part of its creator. Would I not rather join the thinking of the universe than to obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts? And what that's talking about, once again, folks, is that we are picking and choosing what it is that we are going to believe in to be true. We pick and choose that. So it's when we go in and we ask for the truth, and when it's given to us, it's when we choose then, and choose differently from what we've been doing. We then choose to go with what is the absolute truth. So we choose differently and we go with the truth this time. It's our private thoughts, what we think we privately believe in to be true, that we project out on the world. But the truth is, folks, is none of them are private because we project them out. We are telling everyone else, this is what I believe to be true. This is what I'm basing my world upon, my beliefs, my thought systems on. And in the same way, that's what they are taught to do as well. We all give out our judgments and opinions like mad. And we are absolutely insane when we do it. Because in those moments, we are telling everyone around us that they are wrong, we are right, and they need to follow us and do what we say and believe what we say. And don't look at any of the things that we are telling you to look at. And don't look at any of the things that are coming up for you. Only look at what we tell you to look at and believe what we tell you it says. Don't discern any of this stuff for yourself. Pay us and we will tell you what's true. And that, folks, is egoic. Enlightened egos. In everything, go within to Holy Spirit and ask Him for the truth. Take even everything that I am talking to you about and go within to Holy Spirit and ask Him if there's any truth to any of the stuff that I'm talking about. Always ask Him your questions because He will give you the truth of them. Don't take my word for it. You have to do your own research on this, your own work, to figure out what is truth, what feels right and true for you. No one else can tell you what it is. All right, that was lesson 52. Excuse me, that was lesson 52 in our first review for part 1. That was lessons 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I am upset because I see what is not there. I see only the past. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see nothing as it is now. My thoughts do not mean anything. Do the work, folks. Question everything. Go within your heart and mind and look at everything He brings up before you without exception. Do not pick and choose what you think it's all about. Look at it with an open mind and open, empty hands. Look at it and pick it apart with Him. And when you do so, ask questions constantly and stop and listen for the answers. Only in doing this will you be giving the answers and find the truth within yourself. You will never find it outside of you. It will always come from within. Once again, this was lesson 52 My name is Sabrina Reyenga. Thank you for joining me today. I love you guys. I think what I will be doing here is I will be talking to Alex about adding in a donation button onto this video and all of our previous ones, and setting up a thing for you all to donate, and a website for you all to be able to open a dialogue with us about the course material, about the videos and the video editing, the type of equipment being used, and things of that nature. You know, I'm being told that it doesn't have to just be donations of financial means. It can be donations of your time and understanding of videography. It can be donations of equipment, because that's part of the limitation too, is the equipment we have. And these kinds of things are always helpful. And as I was saying in one of the previous video, one of the things that we have been talking about is starting a Ustream conferencing type sharing platform where we can connect and talk to one another verbally and discuss the things that are happening within the lessons, doing the paragraphs and things of that nature, so that people can share the things that they're going through, and we can talk about how these lessons are working for you in your life and how they apply to you and your life, and what you have been learning through them and from them, these experiences that you're having. It's only through open dialogue that we learn. Language is a way of expression. As you all see, I cuss and swear. And I try to keep the F-bombs down to a bare minimum. But in truth, folks, I'm using that F word every few sentences. It's just the way I speak. It's the way I express myself. And, you know, I was brought up around the military. Bikers and sailors and soldiers. That in and of itself helped to form the way I interact. And I tell you what, you will not find a more honest form of expression than listening to those folks talk to one another. They are expressing themselves on a most honest and authentic level when they are speaking from the heart like that. It's when you don't have to hold anything back that you are able to express fully where you are at and how you are feeling and what you are going through. And a lot of these places talk about how, oh, don't cuss, don't swear, keep this G rated. I'm sorry, but that's just not going to happen. I guarantee you, your children are hearing worse at school. They are hearing and seeing worse when they are on the internet, surfing the internet. They are hearing and seeing worse when they are watching their favorite artist and their videos. Singing whatever it is that they are singing. Many of you should probably have a good idea what I'm talking about. Anyone remember the groups like 2 Live Crew? Yeah, 2 Live Crew, folks. Remember them back from the 80s? How profane they were? And yet now we've got groups singing stuff like that, but worse, in a more derogatory way. And it's that kind of stuff that our children are listening to. And we judge how someone's speaking based off of their swear words, not recognizing that in a lot of ways it's a form of expression. But it's also recognizing that when we are sharing, there's nothing derogatory being done there. Nothing derogatory being shared. It is an expression of where we are coming from in those moments. And all of this stuff we freely put up, and will freely be sharing it on YouTube and Facebook. And if we do these Ustream things that we've been discussing, those videos, those interactions will also be posted on Facebook and YouTube. And it's these kinds of things that we are being told to do. To share with one another, to open a dialogue, a freedom of expression, a freedom to express everything we're going through. Nothing is off limits to talk about. There will be no judgments being made. It will be a discussion, and there will be questions asked. And those questions will be made for you to look within your own heart to see the truth of what it is you're believing to be true there. What it is that you are holding forth as your core foundational beliefs. We will ask questions, and we will share from our own personal experiences and the lessons we've learned to see things in a different light. It's that kind of stuff that we are being taught to do here. So if you guys are feeling it, if you guys would like to have those kind of interactions, consider donating to us. Your time, equipment, even your money, if that's what you choose to do. It's these types of things that we are being told will help to spread His truth, His light, His joy, to bring us all together as one Christ mind, one holy sonship. I love you all. Thank you for joining me today. Once again, my name is Sabrina Reyenga. Hugs, love, light, and blessings. Namaste.